Go.
Hello, we are ReStitch, and we want to solve a very crucial problem of the UL textile industry. Every year, an average American generates around 70 pounds of textile waste, which ends up in landfills. And there's not a single solution which can prevent this waste from going into landfills and like utilize those waste from other applications. Therefore, we are proposing a software-based solution so we can bridge this gap between the waste generators and recyclers or upcyclers or new startups who can utilize this waste for different applications.
We've identified the problem as a lack of transparency in the recycling system, fragmentation and lack of solutions at scale, and barrier to entry for smaller players. Consumers take the extra clothing to bins, which are collected by a company with their own haulers. These volumes are then taken to a sorting facility, and the sorting facility sells the clothing to recyclers and upcyclers. Any excess is taken to landfills. From boutiques and consignment stores, the stores will sell the consumer's clothing, and any excess is collected by local collectors that then sell the clothing to recyclers and upcyclers. Any excess by these collectors or boutiques is then taken to a landfill. With big brands and retailers such as H&M, they will form a partnership with companies like ICO to form a strategy around collecting their excess clothing or clothing that people want to bring back to get rid of. This clothing is then sold to recyclers and upcyclers, and any excess by both of these parties is then taken to landfill. ReStitch is a solution that is a gatekeeper to keeping all of this extra clothing out of the landfill in one cohesive system. So on the solution, ReStitch is a SaaS solution connecting the textile buyers, such as recyclers and upcyclers of textiles and startups looking for feedstocks, to sellers like big brands, retailers, small boutiques, consignment shops, donation centers looking to get rid of their excess clothing. ReStitch will optimize the matching between these two parties and add transparency to its textile industry by having one holistic system. We will generate revenue through transaction fees at first based on the matching of volume and weight needed, and we will ultimately evolve into a subscription and contract-based revenue generation for higher volume needs. Next, we'll talk about market size.
One of the most exciting things about this solution is the size of the market. In fact, it spans all across the fashion industry, going from big box retailers all the way to boutiques. The number of physical stores available to have used textiles that they need to get rid of is in the hundreds of thousands. And to put a value on those textiles, just on the bulk value alone, we're talking about $145 billion worth of material going to landfill that can be saved and repurposed. And all of this is undergirded by the growing sustainability awareness by both consumers and corporations. Now to talk about our competitors. There's really two different types of business models in the market today. One is a broker model where they bring together used textile producers and recycling consumers and broker those relationships. There's also business models where a company becomes the logistical portion of it, where they actually are the ones physically gathering those materials, whether from a bin or from the store themselves, and delivering it to a recycler. The problem with these models, though, is that they are hard to scale exponentially. For a broker model, it scales linearly. If you want to have more relationships, you need to have more brokers. And for the local collection models, they're capital intensive, something that our capital light digital first solution can address.
So for our timeline, we'll require 12 weeks to connect with different players in the market, like brands, retailers, and small boutique stores. And we'll require another 12 weeks to develop the alpha version of our software tool and also do the LCA analysis. And then we can get started working with our first customer for testing the tool. So one of the biggest challenges which we have identified is building an efficient and user-friendly tool while also maintaining the quality needs of the buyer. The way in which we are addressing this is by having an efficient matching system between the buyers and the sellers. For our LCA analysis, we'll have a third-party verification of our LCA analysis, and then for our quality material assurance, we are having a rating system similar to that of Uber and Airbnb, where we have a rating for buyers and sellers for maintaining a feedback loop of the material quality. Amongst us, we have 20 years of combined experience. We have environmental engineering experience focused on sustainability and chemical engineering experience focused on textile feedstock. We have data analysis and machine learning expertise, and also policy expertise that are focused on recycling. Thank you.
How much was that one?